Hello, please meet Jane, and like you, she's a midwife. Jane sometimes struggles with how cultural beliefs and practices impact her midwifery practice and the care she provides to childbearing women. So Jane decided to do some research. Cultural beliefs and practices that impact maternity care are twofold: the midwives and the consumer. First, let's talk about the midwives. The NMBA 2018 states that a midwife's practice is shaped by personal beliefs, values, their background, personal experiences and assumptions, and that a midwife must be mindful of how these attributes influence the care provided to women. The second aspect impacting maternity care, as stated by Coast, Jones, Portela and Latoff 2014, is in fact the childbearing woman herself and her own cultural practices and beliefs. A woman's cultural barriers can include, but are not limited to, language, religious differences, cultural attitudes to health and wellness, as well as cultural behaviours that differ from one cultural group to another. Jane often thinks, what impacts does this have for women when accessing maternity care? Coast et al. 2014 states that cultural beliefs and practices are shaped by dominant cultural norms. However, my norms might not be your norms, thus affecting those most disadvantaged, such as cultural minority groups, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders. Cultural insensitivity in midwifery practice leads to decreased interaction between women and healthcare providers, which consequently leads to poorer outcomes and increased rates of morbidity and mortality, as reported by Coast et al. 2014. Jane works in a metropolitan tertiary hospital providing care to a culturally diverse demographic of women. Jane is aware of the inequity of healthcare that currently exists for Indigenous women and wonders how she and her colleagues could help close this gap. Jane has some awareness of the importance of birthing on country for Indigenous Australian women, but wants to know more about how midwives can help support this culturally appropriate practice. Birthing on country is described by Aboriginal women as giving birth in the land of her ancestors. It is a sacred and significant event that continues the connection for women within her family, and it's important for her baby's future and its own feeling of belonging and connection to country.